successfully love God, be a mom, a great mom, be a daughter, a great daughter, be a sister, the best sister, be a friend to many, an advisor to many, a professional. What else am I? I'm describing myself. An entrepreneur, a podcaster, a woman of strong, steady faith. Do you know you could be all of those things and still smoke weed? You can. So let me tell y'all judgy people something. First of all, in Genesis, every plant that bears seed is what God put on this earth. I'm not making it up. I don't make shit up. Y'all can go and look for it yourself. Every plant that bears a seed. If it don't have a seed, it's not real. They done genetically modified it and created something. I ain't lying. If it's a plant and it doesn't bear seed, right? It doesn't come from a seed, doesn't bear seed. So the cannabis plant, of course, bears seed. So that's number one. Number two, I've never heard of anybody who has died from smoking weed. I have heard of plenty of people who have died from drinking liquor. Plenty of people who have died from liquor intoxication, liquor, what is that called? They mess up your liver. You know, the liquor, so much alcohol in your body. I had an uncle who died from alcohol poisoning. Like, liquor can kill you, literally. I ain't never heard nobody die from no weed. And I'm just talking about, I ain't talking about modified weed. I ain't talking about some of this stuff that these people be selling out on these streets, and they done laced it with stuff, and they done mixed it with stuff, and now it's done turned to K2, and this. I'm talking about really grown. You know that it's from the cannabis plant because you know it hasn't been tainted by the government or some of these street people, right? I'm talking about that. It's better for you than the liquor you're drinking. So if you drink beer, wine, or any kind of cocktail, you better not ever let me catch you judging someone who smokes weed, because the liquor is by far worse. I don't care what the government can say what is legal and what is not, and they have their reasons. I'm telling you, though, liquor is by far worse for you from a healthy standpoint, from a medical perspective, than cannabis or weed will ever be. That's the second thing I wanted to bring to your attention. Third, as it pertains to me, I'm a late bloomer. I never, ever consumed in marijuana, weed, smoking, cannabis as a teenager, as a young adult. Never, ever. I suffered a traumatic head injury as an adult. The people who know me, they know, they remember when this happened. And it's a long story. One day I'll do a live and I'll talk about that day because it's a trigger for me and for my daughter, what happened that day. But I suffered a traumatic head injury, right? And I still have a hematoma in my forehead right now. As I talk to y'all today, it's right here. I can feel it right now with my fingertips. And depending on the day, depending on if I'm stressed or not, it'll pop out a little bit. And it's like the size of a little teeny green pea. And it's a hematoma. It's like putty blood, you know, like that was too dangerous for them to do surgery because it's right here. So they said it's not big enough to warrant surgery. It's too dangerous and risky to do surgery on that part of your forehead. And you're 95, 96% healed from the head injury, which means I'm always going to have this hematoma, which is why I'm unable now to, I can't do things like, I can't do any activity that could put me in a situation that I could fall and hit this part of my head. So I can't do things that I enjoy, like I'm not supposed to roller skate. I'm not supposed to do stuff that bounce you up and down. I'm not supposed to do Of course, bungee jumping, I ain't doing that kind of stuff anyway. There are a lot of things that they sent, once I stopped my therapy, they said things I can't do anymore because I can't risk an impact to my forehead where the hematoma is still located, right? So they were when I was recovering from it, I'm recovered like 96, 97%. But that's where I'm going to stay for the rest of my life because of this, right? Because of the hematoma. Early on, after that injury, once I was pretty much healed and able to go back to work, I had residual symptoms. I would have things that some people like that got vertigo have. I would have like quick blackouts, like, where I would fall or get dizzy and not know that that's what's about to happen. So I don't get no warning signs. It would just happen. So now I'm dealing with a lot of chronic headaches, migraines, like blinding migraines from this head injury. And I'm also now dealing with random falls. I don't even get a warning that I'm about to fall. So they tried to put me on medication. I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not about. Y'all, I lost my $235,000 plus bonus annual salary job because I don't play about medicines and stuff, and I didn't get the vaccine. So I'm not letting them medicate me. I'm not letting them put me on routine medication for this stuff. No, sir, ma'am, no. So that's when one of my doctors was just like, we could give you a medical cannabis card to try that. And I did. And that's when I became more of a regular cannabis user, consumer. Do I use it for recreational purposes sometimes? Absolutely. That's the only way I can deal with you all. That's the only way I can deal with these niggas out here and all the other things that go on. But I wanted to talk to you all, too, though, from a medical perspective because those of you who turn your nose up and frown and all of those things, I didn't have to be medicated because of cannabis. I didn't have to be placed on medication. And I don't have those things that happen to me. I don't have that stuff happen to me hardly ever. When I got a migraine probably about 3 weeks ago, and I hadn't had one in so long that I was like, where did this come from? The heck? So I'm just letting you all know that there are medical benefits to it. And you shouldn't always frown your face up and turn your nose up and think that those of us who consume cannabis are bad people, because we're not. I am a very great person. I'm a great mom. I'm a great woman. I'm a great friend. I love the Lord. I read the Word. I pray. I lead a prayer call every day at 8:15 in the mornings. Yes, I do. All the things. I'm a boss. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a content creator. I am a lover. I am all these things. But I also smoke weed.